Okay. All right. Good evening and welcome all you Twitch TV listeners. Slightly later than billed. We're here, this is Friday night, this is your weekend. Once again, you're locked into Dynamike, standing in for Gravity once again this week. So we got an action-packed show for you this evening, kicking the first half hour off as usual with the freshest new music. Moving on to our next section with the progressive sounds, and this week a very, very special producer's choice with none other than our very own DJ Gravity. Be sure to check that out. He sent me 2 fantastic tracks that are floating his boat right now, absolutely caning the life out of these, so we thought it appropriate to share those with you. Of course, many thanks to Dave Horn, who was last week's producer's choice. So we kick things off tonight then with a disco classic. This is one of the most sampled in history for many house tracks. Freshly remixed for 2021. This is Raw Silk and Do It to the Music, the absolute rave mix. Turn it up, keep it locked. Very good evening to everybody locked on. Warm welcome. Somewhat impromptu. In the background, Reworked for 2021. This is Raw Silk, Do It to the Music. The absolute rave mix. Absolutely love this one. Big impromptu shout going to all the listeners tuned in. This is Friday night, this is Twitch TV. Okay then, we continue with another absolute belter from the duo who can do no wrong at the moment, taken from their forthcoming album Joy. This is Dusky with the fantastic Local Newspaper, Turn It Up. Big welcome, DJ Quickie Music. How you doing, sir? For those of you that don't know, DJ Quickie, aka Scott Austin, smashing chap. Check out djquickiemusic.com, I believe, or .net. I'm sure he'll correct me if I'm wrong. Who also does some absolutely awesome live shows all the way over in Florida. Twitch TV Friday night. My name's Dynamike. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. In the background, that's Dusky with Local Newspaper from their forthcoming album Joy. Okay then, a staple in the hottest DJ sets of the summer. This is the awesome single, Parties Jumpin', from London-based producer Joshua, which arrives on Lee Foss's legendary Repopulate Mars label.
party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. Jumping, party still jumping and the party still jumping. Jumping, party still jumping. Still party still jumping. Shit, so we gon' smoke an ounce of this. G's up, hoes down. Why you motherfuckers bounce to this? Motherfuckers bounce to this.
For those of you who've only just joined, welcome along. My name's Dynamike and I'm going to be with you through till around 11:30 this evening, or as long as I can get away with not annoying my neighbours.
They ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you wanna do?
It's the Friday night session. Standing in for Gravity once again this week. Little information for you about what's coming up on the show. True to form, we start off the first half an hour with the freshest, most cutting edge music out at the moment. We move on to the second half hour of the first hour, bringing you the freshest and most barnstorming progressive releases. Following that, it's this week's Producer's Choice Cut, this week featuring none other than our very own Gravity. So each and every week, we bring you 2 tracks from our choice producer that's absolutely doing it for them at the moment.
Shit, so we gon' smoke an ounce to this. G's up, hoes down, why you motherfuckers bounce to this? Motherfuckers bounce to this. Jumpin', 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 jumpin'. They ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you wanna do? Jumpin', 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 jumpin'. So what you wanna do? Jumpin', 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 jumpin'.
Twitch TV Friday night supplying you with the grooves to make you move. In the background, what a monster that is. Joshua with Parties Jumping. Warm welcome to anyone that's just joined. This is Dynamike standing in for Gravity this week. Welcome. Welcome to the fun. Right then, published less than 1 month ago, the legend of dance music, Mr. Carl Cox, released a book aptly titled Oh Yes, Oh Yes. Receiving rave reviews from critics and fans alike. I've got to say, it's a fantastic read. Honestly, suggest you get your hands on a copy. So we felt it only right that one of his latest productions was featured in tonight's show. And for this one, he teams up with Yorkshire-based producer Frankie Wah. And this monster is called We Are One, featuring an inspirational monologue from the big man himself. Big welcome along to Vosper, joining us in the chat room. Thank you for being with us this evening.
The music that I play has to come from a certain place, and even if it didn't get me to that plateau, it didn't matter. I was always here to give, everyone that decided to listen to what I'm playing an opportunity to hear something from my soul. The history of what got me here, the hip-hop, the house music, the drum and bass, the rave, the gabba, the underground Detroit techno sound. I have them all. I have it all here as my history. It'd be a shame not to share it.
Ain't no negativity inside the dance, just pure vibes.
To escape from their own normal lives, and that's all I ever did every time I went every year. And I think what was amazing with the terrace was that we were dancing under the sun. The atmosphere was fantastic. It was Balearic kind of house sound at the time, music from the island, and you were in it for the long haul. Obviously Spanish DJs playing, UK DJs playing, the German DJs playing, New York DJs playing at the time. Such an amazing time. People could feel it. And all of these things just kind of summed up the reason why you were there.
Inside the dance, just pure vibes.
Oh, what a beautiful piece of music that is. That's the legend that is Carl Cox, collaborating together with Frankie Wah. The track's called We Are One. As I mentioned earlier, Mr. Cox has got a new book out called Oh Yes, Oh Yes, rather surprisingly. But I tell you what, it's well worth the read if you can get your hands on a copy. This one's been caned by the likes of music royalty Mr. Pete Tong, Danny Howard and many others. This is Dynamike in for Gravity this Friday night. Right then, recalling the high energy jacking house music of 2016 to 17 era. This absolute corker comes from one of Australia's most prolific house and techno producers, Grab, aka Jordan Alexander. And just as the world starts to reopen and we're once again starting to share the love, create memories and get down once again, this beaut just about sums it all up. Enjoy! What an uplifter that is. Love Reigns by Grab. Right then, moving on. It's time for a new one from the legendary label run by Alien Feeler. Slightly different from the usual FSOE stuff. But this one's by Paul Arcane with the brilliant The Feeling. Coming up in around 5 minutes time, we move on to the progressive sounds. out recently on Alien Feeler's label FSOE, aka Future Sound of Egypt. This one's by Paul Arcane, called This Feeling. A slight deviation from the sound we're used to on that label, but what a tune it is. Absolutely love this one. Came by the likes of Judge Jules. I can see this one getting lots and lots of airtime. Okay, time for one more before we move on to our progressive section. And finishing on a high, this is a fresh new release from Preeta Brown and Hatteras with an infectious slice of filtered funky house. This is Together. Keep it locked, keep it Twitch. This is Dynamike, your Friday night infogravity this evening.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when this happens,
that recognisable Martin Luther King speech again.
Ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spirit. Free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Bit of a Thomas Bangalter flavour about this one, I reckon. What do you reckon? In the background, that's a fantastic new release from Peter Brown and Hatteras. It's called Together. Okay, in just a minute we're going to move on to our progressive section. Following that, we've got our producer's choice cuts for this evening, chosen by none other than our very own DJ Gravity. And he sent me 2 tracks that haven't left his box for a while, or virtual box shall we say. They're a couple of absolute stompers, you're going to love them. Okay then, we continue. Moving on to the progressive sounds now. And this first tune is by a duo who are proving to be a must-watch at the moment, having released their first collaborative EP, 13 Voices, last year. And in 2021 they released an emotive prog house Celestia EP, and this is their lead single from that EP entitled Celestia. They are, of course, Durant and Hannah. Enjoy. Okay, so just a bit of events information now for you, courtesy of Cambridge's very own Jackfest parties. It's the Boogaloo Weekender, and it's taking place at Pontins in Pakefield between the 15th and 18th of October, featuring David Morales and Norman JMBE. This is one not to be missed. For more information and ticket information, visit www.boogalooweekender.co.uk. That's www.boogalooweekender.co.uk. Background, that one's by Durante and Hannah, and it's called Celestia. Right then, following the release of Spencer Brown and Quirion's single Rainy April, Spencer now releases his latest offering, Blue Magic, as the second half of his double A-side package, with releases both on Anjuna Deep and Anjuna Beat. Spencer's quickly become a globally beloved artist with an impressive portfolio of releases including 2 mixed albums and his recent single with Above and Beyond's Tony McGuinness, Santorini. Spencer's versatile productions have been supported by the likes of Calvin Harris, John Digweed, Yotto, and of course the man that is Danny Howard at BBC Radio 1. His latest offering is here with Blue Magic on world famous Anjuna Deep. Coming up shortly, this week's Producer's Choice featuring Gravity. Sent me 2 absolute belters. Make sure you don't miss that one. And then after that, we're going slap bang into the mix for the remaining half hour of the show. To all my trance and prog heads tuned in right now, a very good evening and warm welcome to you all. This is Twitch TV, this is Friday night, and this is the warm up for your weekend with myself, Dynamike, standing in for Gravity this evening. In the background, released on Anjunity, that's Spencer Brown with Blue Magic. Big shout going to Quickie, still logged on. Okay then, and we continue. After the successful release of Momo EP, Dani G is back with a new massive work, Antar, recorded together with Ryan, out on Raven Music. Coming up after this then, it's our producer's choice this week, featuring DJ Gravity. Each and every week we choose a producer to send us 2 tracks that have been at the top of their list recently. I'll tell you what, guys, you're in for an absolute treat tonight. 2 absolute belters coming your way very, very shortly after this. Twitch TV, the Friday night warm-up, the only place to get you in the mood for the weekend. If you've only just joined us, welcome. Very pleased you could be with me this evening, even if somewhat impromptu, later than billed. We're going to be with you till around about 11:30 this evening. The weekend is upon us, and we're here providing you with your audio pleasure. In the background, what a sublime piece, progressive house. That one's called Antar, and it's by Dani, G and Ryan. And Miguel Ante on the remix. Right then, coming up next, it's our producer's choice, featuring none other than our very own Gravity. Keep it locked. Oh yes, picking up the tempo with this week's producer's choice, featuring DJ Gravity, who needs no introduction. And I gotta say, he's picked two absolutely awesome tunes. Kicking it off with the fourth single taken from Theatre of the Mind, the album, and one of the most requested and talked about tunes from Factor B's Australian album tour. This is the long-awaited follow-up collaboration between Factor B and Cat Martin, and it's called Vacancy. I suggest you turn this right up. Keep it locked, keep it Twitch. This is the soundtrack to your weekend.
vacancy here after all of these years. There's a vacancy here after all of these tears. There's a vacancy here after all of these tears. After all of these There's a vacancy here after all of these years. There's a vacancy here after all of these years. There's a vacancy here after all of these years. There's a vacancy here after all of these tears. After all of these tears. There's a vacancy here after all of these years. There's a vacancy here after all of these tears.
You're in the midst of this week's Producer's Choice. This week, DJ Gravity and his selection. Absolutely beautiful slice of chance in the background. That one's from Factor B featuring Cat Martin and it's called Vacancy. Okay then, one more tune to come before we go into the mix for the remaining hour or so of the show. Okay, so rounding this week's Producer's Choice off then, chosen by our very own Gravity this week. This is the perfect uplifter from Cold Blue and it's called Sunbird, released in the summer on Subculture. Big hands in the air moment right there. Shouts going out to everybody tuned in this evening. Many thanks to DJ Gravity for his selections on this week's Producer's Choice. Absolutely sublime, I'm sure you'll agree. In the background, Cold Blue with Sunbird on Subculture, released this summer. This one, of course, heavily featured in Gravity's trance mix most weeks. Of course, he should be back here, same time, same place next week. Alright, coming up in just a moment, we're going right into the mix. Yes, it's our hour-long trance mix for the remainder of the show. Stay tuned, don't want to miss this.
If we can get this long-range transmission beam to work, it'll be the first big step to establishing a colony out there.
Just a moment. I may be able to see more. Let me slip into a deeper trance.
Okay, then here it is. We're going into the mix for the last hour of the show. And for the first half an hour of this hour-long mix, I've decided to dedicate this to one of the best producers of uplifting trance around. He's none other than Norfolk's Mr. Dan Stone, boasting releases on some of trance's biggest labels, including Future Sound of Egypt, Armada Music and Anjuna Beats. We pay tribute to this almighty talent for the first 30 minutes of our hour-long trance mix. For all you lovers of euphoric hands in the air trance, you do not want to be missing this. Keep it locked, keep it Twitch. Friday night, your weekend has started. So we kicked off our hour-long trance mix then with Dave Horn, Pushing Air, Dan Stone on the remix. And this one is called See the Sun, Dan Stone rework. This one, of course, being a huge favourite of our very own Dave Horn. To all of our listeners tuned in up and down the UK, across the world, Twitch TV, Friday night, with myself, Dynamike. Get those hands up, come on. Yes, Quickie, absolutely superb this one. This is Dynamike in the mix. The next hour here on Twitch TV. Clear yourself a space in your living room. Pour yourself a drink. And let's get stomping. Come on. Dan Stone Euphoria continues right here on Twitch TV with myself, Dynamike. This one is called Mumbai. more dreamlike euphoria here on Twitch TV, the only place for you to be this Friday night, providing you the soundtrack for your upcoming weekend. The first 30 minutes of this hour-long trance mix is dedicated to none other than Mr. Dan Stone, the master of euphoric trance, I'm sure you'll agree. In the background, this one also by Dan Stone. It's called Fahrenheit. Massive shout going to all of you still locked on. Thank you for choosing to be with us tonight. In the background, this is Novo, Dan Stone. Before that, Fahrenheit. I've got another event plug for all you hard trance heads. Taking place on the 16th of October at London's Orange Yard is All Things Hard Trance, featuring PhD, Andrew Galliot and Andrew Wong, K90, Phil Reynolds, Trevor McLachlan, Ashley Waters and many more. All kicks off at 12 noon right through till 10 PM. 10-hour extravaganza. The very best in hard trance DJs and producers. So if you love your hard trance, that is one not to be missed. Tickets available on Skiddle. Meanwhile, we continue in the mix, taking you through to the conclusion of tonight's show. Friday night trance mix here on Twitch TV. I'm Dynamike, standing in once again for DJ Gravity this week. On a personal note, I just want to wish Harry all the very best in his new home. Recently moved, so congratulations, buddy. Wishing you many happy memories. Can't wait to see it. Of course, he'll be back next week. Live and direct Twitch TV, we continue with the trance mix. And in the background, this one's by Fairy Tale featuring Suncatcher. And this track is called Origami. Keep it locked, keep it Twitch. Friday night. The party begins here. Okay, so I've got some more information for an event that you all may be interested in for lovers of trance and hard dance. It's a weekend away with Phil Reynolds 2, and that's taking place in Eastbourne at West Rocks Hotel. Tickets are now available. It's a weekend starting on Friday the 12th of November through to Monday the 15th. Featuring Brad Thatcher, Ian Betts, Latex Zebra, Steve Bate, Trevor McLachlan. It's going to be one hell of a party. Meanwhile, we continue in the mix here, Twitch TV with myself, Dynamike. we continue now with an absolute monster. This one's by Paul Van Dyk and Alex Morph, and it's called We Are, here live and direct, Twitch TV Friday night. Dynamike here in for Gravity this week once again. Just a personal message to Mr. DJ Gravity, who's also a very close friend of mine, having moved on Sunday, I believe. He's still in the process of unboxing and sorting everything out. Yes, I know moving's one of the most stressful things that you can do in your life. But I just want to wish you all the best, all the happiness in your new home. And we look forward to having you back on Twitch TV next Friday night. Looking forward to that. Meanwhile, we continue in the mix. right now, the fantastic Nitrous Oxide with Red Moon Slide. Preceding that, We Are by trance legends Paul Van Dyke and Alex Moore. Now entering the last 10 minutes or so of tonight's show. Once again, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who's locked on, to everybody that supports this channel as well. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible, so thank you. we're now out of lockdown. Restrictions have eased. We're not short of parties to attend. Tonight is no exception. You techno heads out there, Dysfunctional is at the Lightbox tonight, featuring Mark Jenkins, Mark Radford, Artifact, Jay Nino, Anton Morales and many, many more. Some good news, the club will be letting people in until 3 o'clock this morning, so if you're in that area, bring your ID and a smile, as they say on their ad. Party the night away some of the darker tones of techno and tech house. More sweetness for your tweeters at home as Sonic Pleasure here, Twitch TV. Well, that's just about all we've got time for tonight. Thank you to everybody locked on. It really is a pleasure, as always. My name's Dynamike, standing in for Gravity once again this week. Hopefully he's going to be back same time next week, Friday night, to usher in yet another weekend. But from me this week, thank you so much. Whatever you're doing with your weekend, have a fantastic one. And I will see you all very, very soon. Take care, good night, and God bless. Yes, thank you, DJ Quickie. You also have yourself a fantastic weekend. Thanks for locking on. Much appreciated as always. Before I go, for all of you listening, do check out DJ Quickly Music.
If we can get this long-range transmission beam to work, it'll be the first big step to establishing a colony out there.
Just a moment. I may be able to see more. Let me slip into a deeper trance.